Hello, welcome to the One and a Half Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'm talking to you through a microphone, and it's being recorded. God love technology. So apparently, I don't have a job anymore because I was working seasonal at a place. Um, yeah, the manager in charge was like this lesbian chick. She didn't like me, but that's okay. She's a lesbian. I'm not supposed to like me, but like she just didn't like me. But I would have kept the job, but what happened was she had me switch departments to her department. And so, in her department, she decides who gets to stay and go. So when it was time for the seasonal people to go, she sent me off. When I was in the other department, the manager of that place wanted me to stay. So but I wasn't thinking like 5 steps ahead, thinking like, oh, she's only switching me to this department so she could let me go. I was just assuming because the first manager wanted me, I was just assuming that I was going to stay. But I'm not surprised that I was let go. But once again, when it comes to these jobs, in general, just any job in life, all these decisions, it's always personal. The best person doesn't get the job or get the whatever it is in life. It's 9 times out of 10 it's personal. But yeah, this was personal. But I don't care. Whatever. There's this thing called unemployment. And there's also this thing called just looking for another job. So I'll just start looking for another job. But the only thing that the I mean the not the only thing, but the good thing about this job was it was close to my house. It was like within walking distance. So that's very important to me. So I'm gonna go look for jobs that are within walking distance. I don't know where I'll go, but I'll look. I'll just walk around and see it. But hopefully I'll find something within walking distance. If not, maybe if I'm lucky, maybe I'll get a YouTube channel that actually gets subscribers, so I can make some money on YouTube. But I'll have to start doing more topical shows. I'll figure something out. Like maybe I can make some money on YouTube. Like I'm not talking like life changing money. I'm talking like enough money to buy some meth. Well, that's life changing for the better, I think. But I'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, so yeah. So the GameStop stock market stuff. I mean, but by the time you hear this, this would be old news. But you know, I don't think I would do hot topics last season. It's just that I don't think the stock market technically is a hot topic because what's going on, nothing is surprising. I mean, so what happened? The billionaires got screwed over. So now that the billionaires are getting screwed over, they're going to make rules, they're going to make regulations. But when we get screwed over, the billionaires and the millionaires, whatever, they get bailed out. So nothing's changed. That's why it's not a hot topic to me. It's like the billionaires have been screwing over people for years in the stock market. It happens once to them, and it's a big deal, and they're going to have regulations now and stuff. So, it's like they even halted trading because they didn't want people to buy more of the stock, because the more stock people bought, the more money the billionaires lost. Now, what about all the regular people who've been losing money for decades? They don't stop sales for them. It's just another I don't know, file in the cabinet of proof that big tech, government, media, they're all on the same side. The media was even putting out news stories saying the people who were buying the GameStop stock were like Nazis. Like they had articles saying, oh, it's a bunch of white supremacists buying up the stock. You gotta be kidding me, right? Like, no, it's like Anytime something is going on that goes against what they want, they label the people doing it. Obviously, like what's like the easiest bad guy? For some reason, the bad guys from World War II, those are like the default bad guy when you're just trying to get everyone else on your side. Now, the way they talk about the bad guys from World War II, you think you think half the world would have them. Anytime they're trying to just discredit something, whatever, toxic video gamers, they go, oh, they're like alt right Yahtzees. I'm talking weird, so YouTube has a hard time understanding it. But yeah, like I've played video games for a long time, and like I used to play video games with with other people, so I'd have to use that headset and hear other people talk. So let's say the 2 years, I want to say the constant 2 years of playing video games every day, where I was interacting with people. Do you know how many like like whatever racist or whatever I heard like KKK members like zero. So like you hear plenty of racial slurs, whatever like anti whatever, but like you don't hear like a Ku Klux Klanman or like a Nazi on there. Like you'll hear someone like kill someone and go like, "Hey, die, bitch," or whatever. Like well, whatever. I'm just saying like you don't hear anything that makes you think, "Oh my God, that's the Grand Wizard." Oh my God, that's like Hitler. He's playing video games. So like just like how they say toxic gamers, they're ist and phobes. The same people buying stock, they're not you know racist or sexist or whatever. They're just regular people who are like, hey, I'm going to screw over the billionaires. And then the media labels them as bad guys, so other people can like not like them. It's I love how everything is done with the court of public opinion, in which that should be the last thing people care about. The only thing people should care about is the real shit, the stuff that matters, like the legal stuff. But like I guess they're trying to like, because I'm assuming all this is going to go to court because like the people who were trading stock, because a lot of people use apps to trade stock because it's easy, because it's for the everyman. They have apps like Robinhood. I'm gonna say like Robinhood's the one that's in news because the Robinhood was stopping people from trading the stocks because like too many billionaires were losing money. So it's collusion, obviously, and like the other apps are doing the same thing. So like I said, it's the regular person has always been screwed over, even with the God, what are they called? The checks the government's giving, the stimulus checks, the COVID stimulus checks. Okay, if you think getting whatever 600, I think the last check was for $600, right? If you think that's cool, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool to get some money, but how much money do foreign countries get? Like like trillions were given to like foreign countries. You got $600. So I mean, imagine like giving like a trillion less to like a foreign country and dividing that amongst the $600. I don't know. It's like the people are always getting screwed over by by the government. I don't know why we keep voting for the same people in office. You know, the same people. You keep voting them in. You actually had a good economy with Trump. Actually, the economy was actually going good with Trump, but they didn't want Trump in office because obviously Trump won't go to war. War helps out big business. So I understand why Trump didn't win. And like I knew Trump wasn't gonna win just because he didn't go to war. So like that's I'm not one of those people who are like, oh my God. It's like I get it. There's a reason why every president goes to war, because it's that person really isn't in charge. Like because Trump really wasn't a politician, so he's like, I'm not going to war. Well, that's why you're not, that's why you didn't win. Biden will get us into a war for sure, and that's what they want, which is fine. So America's always at war, but I'm going all over the place, but it all ends up in the same place. Basically, the government is not your friend. Media, mainstream media, is not your friend. Okay? Unless you're like a millionaire too, a billionaire, then they're not on your side. The only color that matters is green. The only race that matters is rich. I don't know when people are going to realize that. And for the regular Joe or the regular Jane that keeps complaining about the government, well, I know I'm saying you got to vote for someone else, but guess what? Your vote doesn't count anyway. They're going to put in office whoever they want to put in office. Like I don't think, I don't believe any reelection. I'm sorry, I don't believe any election result. I think there's been voter fraud since the beginning. I'm talking George Washington. They just put in who they want to put in, and that's just how it is. So I mean, like that's why I think voting's pointless. So that's why like when people go like, "Who'd you vote for?" I just go like, "Whoever won," because that's what I really think. I think if the whole country voted for Mickey Mouse last election, Biden would have still won. I think when Trump and Hillary were going against each other, I think if everyone who voted, if Hillary Clinton got 100% of the votes, Trump would have still been in office. If Trump would have got 100% of the votes when it was Trump versus Hillary, Trump would have still been in office, and the results would have been the same. You know, it's like I think they make it look like the results. You know, it's like you don't get actual results in any of these voting. Um, um, Sorry, keep losing my train of thought. But anyway, in all these election results, I think the winners are already predetermined. How the votes are going to be presented to the public is already predetermined. I think all that's predetermined. So that's why I think your vote doesn't matter. In terms of these different like like prop this and prop that, I never uh, put any thought on that. But like I think the props. I actually think those that they actually count the votes on those, and that's just because a lot of the props are put on the ballot by like independent people, and like they would audit those, like they would make sure. So like that, I know like how can you believe one thing but not the other? But it's just because like the props are done by other people. So that's why I have a little bit of faith in in like the propositions and like local election stuff like that. But I'm talking like federal stuff, like like your senators, your governors, like governors, your senators, your presidents. I think all that's BS. They just put in office who they want to put in the office. Maybe your mayor, yeah, I can see that being a legit thing. Like your city councilman, I can see that being like a legit vote, but anything big time now, I just don't see it. But anyway, that's my take on it. I'll talk to you later. Peace.